Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to online classes of Iqra First Boys Secondary Schools and Colleges, our project of Iqra Education System. My dear brothers, today in this video lecture, we are going to cover a topic from grammar section, translation. Translation is an integral part of our board paper. So we will be covering translation in 4 to 5 video lectures. But before I explain you about translation or tell you how to translate a sentence from Urdu to English, I would like to give you a review of sentence. A sentence is a collection of words with proper sense. You people have already studied about sentence, types of sentence and kinds of sentence in earlier classes. Today I will first give you a review of this so that when you are translating a sentence from Urdu to English, you should be well aware of what the sentence is and how to translate that. Starting from types of sentence. There are 3 types of sentences. Simple sentence, a sentence that contains a subject and a predicate is called a simple sentence. There are 2 more types, compound and complex, and you can see on the board I have written the same description for compound and complex sentence. 2 simple sentences joined by a conjunction can be called a compound sentence and can be called a complex sentence. And you already know what simple sentence is. Simple sentence contains a subject and a predicate. So when we are talking about 2 simple sentences joined by a conjunction, it means 2 individual simple sentences. One simple sentence with a subject and a predicate, and the second simple sentence with a subject and a predicate. When these 2 simple sentences are joined by a conjunction, is called a compound or a complex sentence. If 2 simple sentences joined by a conjunction can be called compound and complex both, then what is the difference between these 2? Let's take a look at this. Here you are. Compound sentence is a combination of 2 simple sentences which are joined by coordinating conjunction. What are coordinating conjunctions? There are so many conjunctions in English language. It may be difficult for you to remember what are subordinating conjunctions, what are coordinating conjunctions. There are 2 types of conjunctions, coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. We are going to talk about subordinating conjunctions in 2 to 3 minutes. So it is difficult to remember subordinating conjunctions because there are so many subordinating conjunctions. But it is easy to remember coordinating conjunctions because in English language there are only 7 coordinating conjunctions. And you can remember them with the help of this acronym written before you, fanboys. F-A-N-B-O-Y-S. Fanboys. This is an acronym in which F stands for, A stands for and, N stands for nor, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, and S stands for so. Fanboys are coordinating conjunctions. So if 2 simple sentences are joined by any one of these 7 coordinating conjunctions, those 2 simple sentences will become one sentence, and that will be called a compound sentence. Let us go through some examples of compound sentence. Number 1. I was ill, but I took class. In this sentence, there are 2 simple sentences joined by but. I was ill and I took class, joined by but, a coordinating conjunction. Example number 2. She cooked the food and served it on the table. Here you can see there are 2 simple sentences joined by and. She cooked the food, served it on the table. Example number 3. You should do the work and submit it. Here again you can see there are two simple sentences joined by and. Example number 4. I wanted to call you, but Ali forbade me. Here again you can see two simple sentences joined by but. While a complex sentence is a combination of two simple sentences joined by subordinating conjunction. What are subordinating conjunctions? All the conjunctions excluding 7 coordinating conjunctions. You remember fanboys. Excluding those fanboys, every conjunction is called subordinating conjunction. I have given you some of the subordinating conjunctions before you on the board here. Number 1, because, that's why, so that, despite, in spite of, as long as soon as, although, neither, either, if, etc. There are some more subordinating conjunctions in English language. I have given you a few of them. Let's take a look at the examples of complex sentences. Example number 1. We will go out if it rains. You can see here there are two simple sentences in this sentence. We will go out and it rains, joined by the conjunction if. Example number 2. I attended the class although I was ill. Same again here, two simple sentences joined by a subordinating conjunction although. Example number 3. I will help you as long as you tell truth. Again here, two simple sentences joined by as long as, which is not a fanboy, which means this is a subordinating conjunction. Example number 4. I will wake up early because I have to watch the video lectures. Again here in this sentence, two simple sentences joined by a subordinating conjunction because. Let's take a look at the kinds of sentence. In the previous lectures, I told you about kinds of sentence, and in your previous classes, you have studied about kinds of sentence. We told you about 4 kinds of sentence in the previous lectures and in the previous classes. Otherwise, there are 7 different kinds of sentence in English language. We told you about declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence and exclamatory sentence. While there are 3 more kinds of sentences: conditional sentence and optative sentence and narrative sentence. Let's take a look at all these 7 kinds of sentence one by one. Declarative sentence can be affirmative or negative. For example, number 1, Ahmad plays cricket. This is an affirmative declarative sentence. Example number 2, Ahmad does not play cricket. This is an example of negative declarative sentence. Example number 3, you called me. An affirmative sentence. Example number 4, you did not call me. This is an example of a negative declarative sentence. Example number 5, I will go to Dubai. This is an affirmative sentence. And example number 6, I will not go to Dubai. This is an example of negative declarative sentence. An interrogative sentence can also be affirmative or negative. For example, example number 1, does Ahmad play cricket? This is affirmative interrogative sentence. Example number 2, does Ahmad not play cricket? This is negative interrogative sentence. In short, we may call it intro-negative sentence. Example number 3, did you call me? This is affirmative interrogative sentence. Example number 4, did you not call me? This is negative interrogative sentence. Example number 5, will I go to Dubai? This is affirmative interrogative sentence. And example number 6, will I not go to Dubai? This is negative interrogative sentence. Same as imperative sentence can also be affirmative or negative. For example, example number 1, do your work on time. This is an example of affirmative imperative sentence. Example number 2, do not waste your time. This is negative imperative sentence. Example number 3, serve your parents. This is affirmative imperative sentence. Example number 4, do not disobey your parents. This is an example of negative imperative sentence. Example number 5, please help me in my work. This is an affirmative imperative sentence. And example number 6, please do not make noise here. This is negative imperative sentence. Okay, my brothers, you know about declarative, interrogative and imperative sentences, that they can be affirmative and negative, and I have explained you through the examples there. Exclamatory sentence is a sentence in which we show our emotions, feelings, pain, relief, etc. For example, example number 1, what a beautiful house it is. Example number 2, alas, he has passed away. Example number 3, what an excellent visit it was. Example number 4, ouch, I twisted my foot. On number 5, conditional sentence is a sentence in which we use two simple sentences as two different clauses, in which one sentence or a clause is dependent upon the other, and it has 3 types. Type number 1, example number 1, we will go out if it rains. Example number 2, if you work hard, you will succeed. Example number 3, if he invites me, I will attend the party. Type number 2, example number 1, we would go out if it rained. Example number 2, if you worked hard, you would succeed. Example number 3, if he invited me, I would attend the party. Type number 3, example number 1, we would have gone out if it had rained. Example number 2, if you had worked hard, you would have succeeded. Example number 3, if he had invited me, I would have attended the party. Optative sentence is a sentence in which we express a wish or desire. For example, example number 1, may God bless you. Example number 2, may you have a long life. Example number 3, may his soul rest in peace. Example number 4, I wish I could fly. Example number 5, I wish it were Sunday tomorrow. A narrative sentence is a sentence in which somebody narrates the speech of somebody else, as you already have studied direct narration and indirect narration. So I will exemplify you some of the sentences of narrative in direct and in indirect. Here you are. Example number 1, he said to me, I called you yesterday. This is direct narrative sentence. Example number 2, he told me that he had called me the previous day. This is indirect narrative sentence. Example number 3, she said, ouch, I have twisted my foot. This is direct narrative sentence. Example number 4, she exclaimed with pain as she had twisted her foot. This is indirect narrative sentence. So my brothers, that's all for today, and we have today gone through an introduction to sentence along with its types and kinds. In the next lecture, I am going to explain you how many types of translation do we have in our curriculum, and we will go through them one by one. Till then, take very good care of yourselves. See you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.